It's Agnes. I've got another fantastic manifesting story from one of the viewers, Jose Gregorio Zapata. Jose, I hope I've pronounced your name correctly. Please let me know. I'm going to read your story today because it is a beautiful story. Now, it starts off like this. I'm going to rise like a phoenix. I really had no idea how I would do that, but I said that to the girl who left on January, around March, on WhatsApp. It was an LDR that went backward. Jose, I don't know what LDR is. Can you let us know in the thread? It was an LDR that went backward because of my own insecurities and fears. What a power we have to produce unwanted circumstances. It's just so easy to feel like a victim. It's so easy to believe things can go wrong. Me, for example, I grew up with the saying, prepare for the best but expect the worst. Women are evil. Don't get your expectations too high. Don't feel it is done until you see it done. Common things parents and friends say in my country, Venezuela, that I had a hard time getting rid of. But something I said to my girl the last time I saw her on December really stuck with me. My big brother once told me life is a dream and we can choose how we are going to live, like selecting pieces of a movie. Wow, I love that thing your brother said to you. Beautiful. My rising like the phoenix promise seems so hollow. I had been on a 3-month alcohol abuse, unemployment, and some drugs spree, and my previous employments as a journalist didn't really fulfill my heart. I always wanted to write, to be creative, but I was so fixated on getting out of the country to go live with my girl that I had convinced myself I had to do other things, like become a freelancer and a writer and writing content for anyone, for me to live abroad. What a mistake. There's no limit. So I found Agnes Vivarelli on YouTube by desperately looking for how to get your ex back on YouTube. Mind you, I had already read several ex-back systems and they were all really bad. I knew there was something else out there. Oh, it was mid-March and I was lurking on Vivarelli's channel. I like your English. I like the way you put your words together, Jose. And other LOA forums, but my full efforts were on ex-back meditations, games, tricks, projections, and more. I wasn't trying anything, and I had no idea how LOA worked. So really, I was only wishful thinking and crying all along. Yeah, and unemployed. My brother came to visit Venezuela for a couple of weeks, and I had talked with him about how desperate I was. He's a Course in Miracles teacher, and ACIM teachers are all about forgiveness, expansion, and peace. He helped me forgive my past and helped me realize I really attracted it to myself. We give people a role to play in our lives based on the stories we're living and the stories we're telling ourselves. So I was feeling unworthy and undeserving. My girl had no other choice but to make me feel unworthy and undeserving. And so did the 5 job interviews I had in the first 3 months of the year in 2017. I was going nowhere. It was mid-April. My brother left and I grew tired of meditating only for a person. Oh, it still hurt me badly, but I realized I had so many other dreams to fulfill. I wanted to live a creative life. So I read Creative Visualization by Shakti Gawain. I love that one, Jose. It's one of the ones that got me started as well. I used to listen to the audio in the car. I followed her writing your goals exercises. I wrote I wanted to be a screenwriter and maybe make a movie, among other things. Being a screenwriter is something I had imagined but believed I could never do since the beginning of 2016. Before that, I wanted to just be a novel writer. But I'm such a nerd with such a love for movies and series that I wanted to be in that world. Then I became totally at peace with my current unemployment situation. I said to myself, I have a talent, I have something to give to the world, something will come. What a wonderful affirmation that is. Beautiful. A series of events was already happening on the back of such momentum that not even 5 minutes after I said that, a friend called me and said, a production house wants me to write a web show and I want you to be my partner in crime. But hey, there's no pay yet, no promise, no nothing. It's just a project. Hell yes! We started to work on the comedy web show and wrote 3 episodes. Funny thing is, my country is going through a lot of political unrest, protest and turmoil. And many things seem to be static and frozen. As I continuously focused on that, nothing was happening with the show, but even the boss would call us or write us to ask. But then I became at peace with that as well and just thought, well, no matter what, somehow, someday things will unfold for the show. And I began living in the end, already feeling every day at the top of the world like a successful screenwriter, excited, joyful, passionate, believing my career and my life had no limit, no roof. That's beautiful affirmation too. I started writing affirmations every day in my meditation journal, something like, I am a successful screenwriter. Whenever I wavered, I read my affirmations out loud. Good tip, Jose, good tip for people listening to this. After 1.5 months of writing with no sign of my boss, I wrote on my meditation journal, my weekly goals. One of those was to have a successful meeting with my boss and hearing only good things about the script, even hearing them telling me they want to sell it to Netflix or Comedy Central. By the end of the week, that's exactly what happened. My boss even mentioned these 2 channels and kept saying, I and my partner were brilliant. In that very same meeting, they gave us a movie idea for us to write. That's all I did. No meditation, no forcing, no nothing. I lived in the end. Ah, my goodness, Jose. Neville Goddard would be clapping in his grave hearing that. Oh, live in the end. And it was easy because I've been super excited and because I've always believed in my talent. I had no resistance. Brilliant. Just like that, without even delivering a single resume, I became a screenwriter. By the way, I'm 26 years old. I haven't graduated from college yet. I'm on my thesis. So by June, I signed the contract for both the series and the movie, and the money involved is very similar to the money I had written on my goals. I also realized the job fits my dream job description. Completely creative, high paying, no working schedule, traveling involved to shoot the movie, no real boss. I have full creative freedom and with a real opportunity to find an even better job abroad. You already know which networks I want to work with. Things unfolded really fast when we allow. Either way, here are the other techniques I did. Number 1, I woke up every day with a meditation. I just closed my eyes, breathed deeply, and imagined I was in an infinite ocean in the infinite, where infinite possibilities are all at my disposal. As I breathed out, I expelled my old story of rejection, pain, and failure. And as I breathed in, I was inhaling the infinite powers of the source. That's beautiful. Number 2, I did a meditation in March, only once, where I imagined myself in a big theatre and all of the people in my life were there. I was the director of my play and the rest of the people were just the characters, here to play a part. First, I thanked them all for all they have done. Then I called each of them one by one and took them the old script, declared I was now giving them a new script, and said my new story was from rags to riches. So they all had to play their parts in my unfolding of success and abundance. Love that. 3, sometimes when I couldn't sleep, I just visualized my success in whatever way I felt like it, just to go to sleep with that image and that feeling. 4, I kept hearing LOA-related books, channels, especially hearing Abraham Hicks audios on YouTube. As you feel more and more your desire through visualizations and positive expectation, attitude, your feelings will start to change your belief system. Yes. And your beliefs will change your reality. Yes, yes, yes. So be relentless on what you want. No matter what you see with your eyes, see it, feel it, believe it, and then be ready to reap the benefits of your expansion. Jose, I'm so proud of you. I so love hearing just that thing where you crack through, you know? So wonderful. I'm going to post this quickly because it's fantastic. So love you sent this, Jose. And lots of love to you. And for the next part of things that you want, power to your manifesting. Mwah!